So what I have in front of me here is a multimedia collection that was published in 1849. There are several authors involved in this. One of them, the most famous one, is J.J. Grandville, who is very famous for his lithographs. And that's actually what this book is the most famous for, is its illustrations, not the literary content inside of it. A million interesting things in here. Just to show you a picture of the author, we have J.J. Grandville on this first page here. And if we look, what we see are personified stars. One thing that Grandville was very famous for was creating these sort of anthropomorphic beings out of natural phenomena, fairy tales. You can find just about anything in his works. So here we have l'Étoile du Marin, the star of the sea, or the star of sailors, rather. And we see a musical composition actually after this one, about l'Étoile du Marin. And then we have a little literary supplement after that. So we are seeing short stories in here. The short stories specifically were written by a man by the name of Joseph Méry. So we do see little stories going along with each star, so they almost have their own mythology, each one. Here we have une planète et ses satellites, a planet and its moons. So, just to show you a few expressions involving French at work here. Here we have la bonne étoile, the good star. There's actually an expression in French that really is être né sous une bonne étoile, which means that you have good luck, essentially, and good fortune. We also have a mauvaise étoile in here, which means that you have bad luck for the rest of your life. But essentially these sort of expressions, they come from astrology. To be born underneath a good or a bad star, that's where they come from originally. So here's a very interesting engraving that has become famous here with our students, because they think that this little handheld device here, they think it's a flashlight. This was published in the 1840s, so it's definitely not a flashlight. It's actually one of these. It's a quizzer glass, just so you can see it there. And essentially what that was used for is a magnifying glass that was used for reading purposes. It makes it very easy to read if you don't have any reading glasses on you. So that's what that was used for. We see that here with l'Étoile du Soir, the evening star here, which is also another name for the planet Venus. Okay, so to give you one more expression in French about stars here we have la belle étoile, and we see underneath of la belle étoile, we see a few soldiers sleeping on the ground. Dormir à la belle étoile in French, it means to sleep outside. So we see all these really interesting expressions come to life here. Just astronomical expressions, really interesting ones. So in the back of this book, we have a somewhat sexist scientific text called L'Astronomie des Dames, Astronomy for Women, which basically involves recounting science, just talking about it from the point of view of feminine sensibilities and to make it tolerable for women specifically. At this time, it was very common to have gendered science books, such as gendered almanacs. There were Almanach des Dames, Almanach des Hommes, Almanach des Demoiselles, almanacs for little girls as well. So it was very common at this time. So what we see in the back here, if we do read it, are more poetic descriptions of scientific works and scientific concepts as well. So we see somewhat of a history of science here that caters toward quote unquote feminine sensibilities. And yes, it is very sexist, but it is an interesting end to what is an incredibly fabulous book overall.